Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Several things to say, several things to clarify, guys. And of course, as always, to keep you updated on several players. So let's jump into it together. Here we go, guys. Market always active, things always here to say. While it's official, Tottenham Hotspur confirm Igor Tudor as their new head coach until the end of the season. Short-term contract for 5 months, and then Tudor will be out and Tottenham will go for a different coach in the summer. So the plan is already clear. But we spoke a lot about managers in the recent days. You find everything here on the channel, on Thomas Tuchel, on Carlo Ancelotti, extending their contracts and much more. Let's talk about players, and I want to start with a defender, because in Germany there are defenders attracting interest. One is Ozan Kabak. Ozan Kabak, who is back from ACL injury, scoring goals for Hoffenheim, playing as a defender, as a leader. There is interest from the Italian league in Ozan Kabak, so former Liverpool player attracting interest around Europe and could be one to watch in the summer. And then a name I wanted to mention to you today, guys, is Edmond Tapsoba. Edmond Tapsoba, who could make his move in this summer transfer window 2026. He was already monitored. I think in the last 2-3 days he had several opportunities to move. He had a chance with, for example, Newcastle, with Tottenham, with Paris Saint-Germain. Several clubs have been interested in Tapsoba. I'm talking about the last 2-3 years for this defender from Bayer Leverkusen. Now he's doing very well, already 6 goal contributions generated in Bundesliga. And for Tapsoba, guys, what I can tell you today is that my understanding is that with a transfer fee around 40 million euros, Edmond Tapsoba could be leaving Bayer Leverkusen in the summer transfer window. Several clubs are aware of that. The situation of Tapsoba could be interesting in this summer transfer window, with already some contacts, some calls taking place. So let's see what's going to happen. But my understanding is that 40 million euros could be the magic number in order to get the green light for Edmond Tapsoba. So one to watch for sure. Then, guys, staying in Bundesliga, many questions on the situation of Yan Diomande, this fantastic, talented winger from Red Bull Leipzig. There is a lot of interest, guys, from several clubs in England, also in France, because Paris Saint-Germain have been monitoring the player. Several clubs are following Yan Diomande, who is one of the most interesting wingers around. I told you already several times here on the channel, United and Tottenham have sent their scouts multiple times to follow Yan Diomande. But let me add one thing, guys. We have absolutely to include also, as I already did, but I want to do again today, Bayern as one of the clubs interested in Yan Diomande. Because also Bayern are following the player, are closely following the player. My understanding is that also Bayern manager Vincent Kompany appreciates the player. And so it's still early. There is going to be several clubs interested in Yan Diomande. Also, there were some reports in the last days about Diomande having Liverpool as his favorite club. He clarified today that it's his father's favorite club, Liverpool. Is not directly on Yan Diomande, but on Yan Diomande, guys, also Bayern are part of the conversation. Bayern are informed on the situation of the player, who recently signed with a new agency. So the situation of Yan Diomande could be an interesting one for the summer. And we have to involve also Bayern in the conversation. Then let's see what's going to happen, because there is Bayern, but we know sometimes when Premier League clubs arrive, also financially, we saw what happened with Florian Wirtz last summer, for example, it can be a big battle. But Bayern are also there. Vincent Kompany appreciates the player, so let's see what's going to happen. It's going to be a long summer for Yan Diomande, with several clubs interested in this new gem from Red Bull Leipzig. Talking about gems, guys, I wanted to mention 2 more things. The first one, Endrick, player of the month on his first month, and Olympique Lyon in Ligue 1, doing very well. But my understanding, despite all the stories around on Premier League clubs trying, on Olympique Lyon intention on keeping the player, guys, is Real Madrid in total control of the situation. And Real Madrid don't want to lose Endrick. Real Madrid want Endrick to stay. Real Madrid want Endrick to be part of their project for present and future. So now he's on loan at Olympique Lyon, but in the summer he's going to be total control of Real Madrid. And my understanding is that Real Madrid are not putting the player on the market at this stage. Then, guys, in football, we never know. We see who's going to be the manager of Real Madrid next season. There are several factors. But as of today, the message coming from Madrid and from Real Madrid is that Endrick is going to be a big part of their future plans. So, at the moment, the situation remains under control for Endrick, who is on loan at Olympique Lyon, who is doing very well. Real Madrid had a recall clause into the contract of Endrick, valid until 20th of January, but decided not to activate it because Endrick needs to play. Endrick wanted to play, and so this remains the plan, but that's it. And then another name, guys. Many of you asking me, are true these rumors from the English press, English media, on Pio Esposito, Inter, Italian striker, linked with a move to Arsenal? Guys, my understanding is that Pio Esposito is obviously, as Endrick, as many of these names we've been mentioning, is obviously appreciated by several clubs around Europe. He's one of the best talents in terms of strikers around as a traditional number 9. So really appreciated. But that's it. Inter are more than happy with Pio Esposito. Pio Esposito is very grateful to Inter for the opportunity he's having in the first team. He's doing very well. So there is a fantastic connection between Inter and Pio Esposito. At the moment, I have nothing more than these in terms of updates. Many stories on Arsenal targeting Pio Esposito, many stories on Arsenal trying to sign Pio Esposito. But at the moment, these stories remain stories. There is nothing concrete into it. Also because, again, the player is more than happy at Inter and there is no feeling at all about Pio Esposito leaving Inter in summer 2026. So that's what I can tell you today. I received many questions on this topic, but that's the situation. And then, guys, let me close on another situation. Olympique Marseille, because Roberto De Zerbi left the club a few days ago, and so he's gone. Then Mehdi Benatia, director of Olympique Marseille, today decides to resign and leave the club. So a big bomb in Marseille. After De Zerbi, also the director, Mehdi Benatia, is leaving. Keep an eye also at Olympique Marseille on what kind of project they will now build to restart with a new director and with a new manager for the future. Obviously, this is going to impact also the future of Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood, who in terms of numbers has very good numbers at Marseille, but don't forget that for Mason Greenwood, for example, Manchester United have 50% sell-on clause on the player. When they sold Mason Greenwood to Olympique Marseille 1 year and a half ago, they included also a sell-on clause, a heavy sell-on clause. 50%. So financially, if Mason Greenwood leaves Olympique Marseille in the summer to make a multi-million move, in that case, Manchester United would get 50% of the fee. And that's obviously huge in terms of financial plans. Rashford, Højlund, Onana, Greenwood, several players who are no longer in Manchester United project, but can make profit for the club. And so, guys, let me hear your thoughts on all these stories from Greenwood to Endrick, Pio Esposito, and then again Tapsoba, Diomande. Where do you see the future of this fantastic winger, and much more? Here in the comments, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.